Welcome, I am by the river again, but a different river. And this is Dartmoor and the River Dart. Well, I think this one is the River Dart. And I have been here before, but previously I've walked the other side of the bridge, the other side of the bridge that you can see now. So I've walked over that side. This time I'm going to walk up the opposite way to what I am at the moment in the hope of finding something. And really I think the subject of today's video is what to do when the light is like this. It's just flat and it is grey and there is no detail in the sky at all. So if you're interested in that, keep watching. So I had set aside this week in my calendar for night photography because the moon is favourable and it was a relatively quiet time for me. Sadly, the heavens have not cooperated. It has just been grey, and it has been grey for days. And so I have just not been able to get out and do any night photography, which is sad for my new astrophotography channel, Nigel Bailey Astrophotography. So I am looking for possible shots on the River Dart, because when it is flat and the light is like this, then I tend to find that river shots are definitely one of your better options, as are minimalism. And so I've done one or two nice shots, like at Burton Bradstock Beach, minimalist kind of shot in flat light. I'll pop that one up now. And yesterday I took some nice shots at the River Plym. I'll show one or two of those as well. Wasn't quite so minimalist at the River Plym, and the reason for that was that it wasn't completely flat light. We had we had some broken cloud, so the sun was in and out really. Oh, camping is not permitted at this location. Interesting. So the other thing of interest, at least to me today, is that I've dug out what is, to be honest, probably the best and least used lens that I have. And it's on my Z7ii now, and this is the 24 to 70 f4 S lens. And so S is their posh one, and full sort of pro standard lens, and it is a cracking lens. It's so sharp, and I guess the reason that I don't use it a great deal is that its baby brother, or its sibling all-rounder if you like, which is the Z24 to 200 f4 to f6.3, is just so versatile. It really is. It is also a very good lens. It's not an S lens, and you can't put a 2 times or 1.4 times teleconverter on it, but to be honest, it's just a beautifully sharp piece of glass. Right, so I'm setting up here, and I'm going to try this at different heights. Because I mean, it's not a strong image, I've got to say, and so I'm going to have to work at this one a bit. You do get to the point sometimes though with images where you think, I'm really flogging a dead horse, and it might be that this turns out to be one of those. So I have put on a polarizer. That costs me about a stop of light, roughly speaking. And I'm just going to kind of fine tune that to get to a point where I haven't got rid of all the glare of the water on the water, but I've got rid of probably about 2/3 of it. I am focusing just on this little cascade that is the main subject of the photograph, and I've got a reasonably wide field of view here, probably about 14 mil or so. I've put on my 2-second timer and made sure that we are level, and here we go. Let's check this one for focus. We have, by the way, there a 1.6 second exposure, which will be enough to give us a little bit of smoothing, a fair bit of smoothing in the cascade. And I would like to slow that down even further. So I'm going to put my 6-stop ND filter on here. So that's going to give us about a 1 minute exposure. 2-second timer, and go. I've got to say that the level of contrast that I'm getting with this lens and these filters on the back of the camera here is absolutely beautiful. Certainly looks nice on camera. I'm now going to try this same composition but from a lower position. So this is a pleasant enough scene. I don't think it's going to win any prizes particularly, but do you know, there is a case to be made for just taking pictures, even if they're not even if they're not portfolio pictures or calendar shots. There's a lot to be said for just being in a habit of taking shots, because it just helps you to fine-tune your technique, and that's partly what this afternoon is about. So there you go, flat light, just get out, take photographs, fine-tune your techniques, practice with things like the polarizers and ND filters, go for minimalist shots, and rivers and woodlands are always good value when the weather is a bit dull. Well, I do hope that you've got some chance of hearing me above all of this crashing water, but this particular location affords two really gorgeous compositions. One downstream, it really suits long exposure because I want to simplify the river as much as possible. And then looking back up the other way, this way, there is this fantastic dark pool. And if I can get the camera low enough to photograph up this way, then this area here is going to look really dramatic. Okay, so this is the view downstream, and it's absolutely beautiful. And then looking upstream, completely different. Let me just widen it out a little bit for you. So you've got this, the video will make it look relatively bright, but it's really dark under here and really dramatic. And it's really overhung by this fantastic oak tree. So I want to get a relatively wide shot that I can get this dark pool in, surrounded by light and overhung by this oak tree. I think this can look amazing. So composition is really key on this one. We've got some overhanging branches just here, very near to me, and I needed to get the camera below the level of those so that we could see upstream unobstructed. Too low and you miss the effect of this dark pool here. And I am concerned though that this lens is not wide enough, and so once we've finished getting this particular shot with this lens, the 24-70 taken, I'm gonna try it with my 15mm Laowa lens as well, because I really want to get as much of this really impressive oak tree in as possible. Well, I keep thinking that I have done the final set for the day, but sometimes you just got to go the extra mile and get right down in the river. And this, I think, has the potential of a cracking shot, but it did mean getting the camera down here right in amongst it. Oh, that's nice. That is really nice. Yeah. Now I'm just going to try a slightly different composition with a little less white water in it. And I think once we've done that, we are done for the day. So this has been a great little trip, really. I've had a few challenges. I've managed 2 locations. I would have liked more, but 2 locations, both of which, though, given the weather and the conditions, have just been exceptional, absolutely beautiful. There's been about the right amount of water in the river. If there's too much, it just gets too noisy. Too white, but this is about right. This is beautiful. And if there's not enough, there's just no drama. And right at the moment here, we have just that Goldilocks amount of water. It looks great. So there you go. I hope you found something helpful in here. When the conditions are just looking a bit grey and miserable and dull and flat, there's no detail in the sky, you can't beat a nice woodland or river shot or something minimalist. You really have to go mono, but in these conditions I really haven't had to do that. It is absolutely beautiful. Britain at its best. So thanks very much for watching, and do like, subscribe and all those wonderful YouTube things. Do check out Nigel Bailey Astrophotography, my new channel, which I'm having to build up from scratch over there. This channel will remain dedicated to landscapes and woodland and the odd bit of mycography, photographing mushrooms and fungi. See you next time. Bye for now.